before it was flung into the pond.
In spite of the pull to remain and enjoy, we had to move on. We were time-bound. Our next destination was Kottayambalam, the birthplace of Makothai, a renowned Chera king and Sangha poet. The place was famed as Makothayapuram after him. Proofs do exist as to the same place being the Chera capital. This leads to another fact that the Chera kings, Kotha Ravivarma, Indra Varma, etc. belong to Palakkad. Again, proof is there for Kulli Nagaram and Palakkad being the birthplace of the king of all the three dynasties, Chera, Chola and Pandya, the great Kulashekara Alvar. Interesting enough, the mountain ranges was known as Kullimala in the ancient times.
The Shiva temple and its adjacent Uttapura were in a sorry state. The Uttapura or luncheon hall with its beautiful carvings was ready to crumble at any time. The age-old custom of conducting Murajapam, a recital of the Vedas by groups of scholars, was seen to have followed here. The presence of prayer mandapams spoke of the same. But the run-down ruins of these left us wordless. The golden period of Chola dynasty was in the 12th century with Venginad as the capital. At this time, the Bhakti movement was at its zenith with Ramanujan as the leader. Kulashekara Alvar, the Tamil and Sanskrit scholar, was a member of the same and he worked from Kottayambalam. The torch is carried even now by some families. The carvings of the temple were beyond description. Done in wood, they are best examples of the artistic excellence. But without even pujas and rituals, everything here is uncared for. A curious and a little frightening sight welcomed us at Chingamchira. The huge banyan trees with their widespread branches and aerial roots were indeed a sight to behold. Long before it's fabled that a landlord axed down the trees, thus inviting destruction on himself and the village. It was strange to notice that the adjacent north of Chingamchira was known as Kannimari. There is an unestablished link between these names and the beginning of the Malayalam calendar year. What we see before us is an offering to the deity. They are offered by childless couples to be gifted with children. Mostly Tamil pilgrims visit the place once in a month. They come loaded with offerings to the deity and spend the whole day singing praises of him. They bring along goats and cocks too. A portion of the cooked meat is offered to the idol as Naivedya, and the rest is had by themselves. It's interesting to notice the accessories for all these preparations are here permanently. But the question is, will they be able to worship for long? The careless pilgrims lighting fire beneath the trees are wrenching them towards destruction. A pity if nothing remains for them to continue. The sacrificial spot was nauseating with its stench of blood. Not wishing to stay for long, we moved on to our next destination.
A journey to the valley of Thenmala sounds exciting, doesn't it? It was indeed exciting for us, and an adventurous one too. The purpose was to visit the old and natural fort at Manjikal. Thorny bushes spread out all over the rocky path. The path created by the same floods which had uprooted the huge banyan trees of Chingamchira. We made our way, parting these bushes.
Long before, this place served as a meditation spot for hermits and a shelter for the ancient tribals. It was also a cultural center for the Jains, Pallavas, and Dravidians. Apart from all this, it was a perfect hideout for kings and warriors to escape from enemies. Not difficult to believe, the caverns built into the walls would have served the purpose.
Famed as the pond in which Sita took bath during Vanavasa, Sitargun was named after her. The waterfalls were indeed beautiful to behold, much more so in the summer, we were told. It seems there was a pathway across Sitargud connecting Nelliyambati with Venkinadu. The boulders lining the pathway were still visible. This place is mentioned as Sitasailabu in Skanda Purana as well as in Chilapadikaram.
A favorite spot of meditation long before, it was also the only place where Somalata and Krishna Chamata, the essentials for a yaga, were available. It was from here that the Venginada rulers collected and distributed them. The Ikshumati river originates from Tenmala, flows down as a waterfall and passes the Kashyap temple. Ikshumati was supposed to be the daughter of Kashyap, who chose to marry Vishnu in the Gandharva style.
Now from the mountains and forts over to the Govinda hills. It is believed that sage Kashyapa offered penance here. Many Tamil classics consider these hills worth mentioning, especially Skanda Puranam. It is a center of pilgrimage too, though Malala Nadu is not aware of it.
Once known as the Kashi of the South, the Kachamkurushi temple is better known as Kashyapa temple. The idol here was installed by the sage Kashyapa, which is of Venkata, meaning Vishnu. Most famous of all the ancient temples, it shares an equal status with the Srirangam temple of Mysore in the state of Karnataka. Skanda Purana holds reference to this temple. It says that the scholar Suta explained the story of the origin of this temple to a group of sages. It was retold by sage Garga to the Pandavas during their exile.
As we walked on, we saw Gandharva Pida, where the crown prince was blessed with rice and crowned as the king of Venkinadu. After the coronation, the king visits Kachamkurasi Perumal and other important temples like the Dharmi temple, Cherapuram, Kottayambalam, Gokulam, and so on. The magnificence that is Kolangoad Palace, the crowning glory of Venkinadu, the center of Veera Ravi Empire. The adjectives are many. But as we stood before the palace, we were at a loss for words. Where was the glory? Now, only a part of it remained.
The historical and cultural heritage of the Kolangoad dynasty hasn't been given its due status. It was the Zamran of Calicut who reinstated the destructed Veeradevi Empire with the existing Nambidis.
All set for the journey back, we were a silent group, relishing the memories of a trip both enlightening and adventurous. We were reluctant to let go of them, but we had to go on. We were sure moments captured in memory will even be more beautiful. With a last look at the palace, we turned back with a wish to return.